Hello, welcome to the Mentally Fit Farmer channel. I'm your host, Mark Weisenburger. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and there's never been a time that the agricultural community has needed to be aware of mental health than they do today. And we'll dive into that right after this. Welcome back. I came across an article in Successful Farming magazine that was published in October of 2020. It is entitled, Farmer Mental Health Deserves Your Attention. Now, as mentioned earlier, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And there's never been a more critical time in the time of agriculture to bring this to the forefront. Now, what this article is a story by a gentleman of Jeff Rowe, who is not only a president of a global seed company, but he also lives in Illinois with his family where he still farms. And this is his personal story that he shared with Successful Farming. And I'm not supposed to read. I've been told I'm not supposed to read articles. And I'm supposed to speak from the heart. But trust me, this is from the heart. Whether it's my heart or Jeff's heart, it's from our heart. And I want you to receive this information from someone other than just me as well. So that's why I'm doing this. Now, it states in here that farmers are macho and we have the reputation that we can take on the world. In other words, we think we are Superman or Superwoman, able to knock down and beat anything that comes our way. However, over time, those hits, those stressful situations, the high anxiety situations, the rain not coming, the commodity prices going to crap, they come and have a devastating impact on your mental wellness. Just popped in my head. Many years ago, I had a tooth problem, and the doctor examined me, x-rayed, etc., and he said, the only problem is your upper tooth is knocking on the bottom tooth. And he says it doesn't do much, but just like me, if I were to hit you on your arm, you don't feel that. But over the weeks, the months, the years, it gets agitated. The same goes for your mental health. The stress comes, the anxiety comes. It doesn't rain. It rains too much. It freezes. Whatever, all the situations going on out there. And so it's important to keep your stress resilience alive so that things do not happen and so they do not turn into severe mental wellness challenges. But anyway, Jeff goes on and says, most of us have heard a statistic at some point about the tragically high suicide rate in the farming industry. It might be hard to personalize numbers, but 2 years ago, these numbers became very personal to me and my family. In the spring of 2018, I received a devastating call. My brother-in-law took his own life. He was a farmer, a husband, a son, a brother, and a farmer. I cannot possibly describe the emotional impact Gary's death has had on so many people, especially on my young nieces and nephews and my sister. My family operation is similar to many other farms in the Midwest. It involves many family members working together. If there is a job to be done or something to be fixed, which we all know is every single day, everyone chips in to get it done. There is a closeness and special bond that develops when running a family farm. Gary was one of the hardest working people I have ever met. He was an exceptional mechanic, could weld anything, and was a great operator. He was also quick to help others. Sadly, he did not get the help he needed. His story is far too common in farming. A study by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention showed that farmers are more likely to die by suicide than many other occupations. Suicide rates have increased by 40% in the last 2 decades. Multiple studies show that farmer suicide rates range from 2 to 5 times higher than the national average in recent years. Those are sobering facts that tell an alarming truth. We have a mental health crisis in the farming industry. And it does not have to be that way. Start taking care of yourself today. Start watching out for your neighbors. Help them when you see that they have a challenge going on. May, as I mentioned earlier, is Mental Health Awareness Month, so it presents an important moment to reflect. With the staggering effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, there has never been a more important moment to spotlight mental health issues in our industry. As a whole, the COVID-19 pandemic has increased mental health challenges by approximately about 20 to 25%, depending upon which study they show. And it has also impacted you, the farmer, in one way or another, or the farm community by at least that much, if not more. Even before the world had heard of COVID-19 or social distancing, farmers' mental health was already a significant issue. From unpredictable weather to volatile economic conditions in the industry, farmers around the world have been dealing with extremely challenging conditions impacting their livelihood for years. Remember that small hit, for years. How is that really impacting your mental health and wellness? If mental health and suicide are such critical issues facing farmers, why are we not talking about it more openly? And that's why this channel is here, is to talk about it more openly. Too many people are still suffering in silence, only for those who care about them to find out too late. Mental health can be a difficult subject to talk about. Oftentimes, people struggle with mental health problems will try to conceal their pain for fear of perception and the stigma of being labeled as someone who is weak. The reality is actually just the opposite. If you are strong enough and brave enough to come out and discuss your mental health challenges, it strengthens not only you, but it strengthens the community. When you come out and express your fears, your concerns, your mental health challenges, guess what? The whole community comes out. Your neighboring farmers come out. The community members, your family members. I read a couple months ago, and I tried to find it before I opened up this recording session. On Twitter, there was a farmer that had just lost his good neighbor down the road to suicide. There was at least 100 plus comments below that. And of course, I was interested, but I said, I have to read this. I have to see what the farm community feels about mental health, about suicide, about its prevention, about doing better, about talking about it. Every single one of those 100+ comments was, hey, I struggle with mental health. Hey, my sister or brother or father struggled with mental health or committed suicide. Or we as a farm community, we need to take care of it, care of each other. Others would say, hey, if anyone out there needs to talk, I'm available. Please reach out to me. And it went on and on like that of supportive comments from the farm community. We are not Superman or Superwoman. We're not indivisible. We're humans. We need help. Do not be afraid to get help. It goes on. More support and openness around this topic are essential. One of the first steps is brightening the spotlight around mental health issues in the industry. I will admit, I had been hesitant to share my family story in the past. And if you've watched any of my videos, I was ashamed. I didn't want to come out. I didn't want to share my family history. And I haven't shared all of it yet. But I will as time comes along. I realize, however, by sharing my story, others may be willing to come forward and share their stories or engage in more discussion around this difficult topic. When they do, our industry will be here to support them. Going forward, farmers will be needed more than ever to feed the growing population. Working together, we might be able to prevent tragedies like what happened to my brother-in-law and many other farmers who become statistics every year. After all, those statistics are people who are cared for and loved. Please join me in continuing to advance the conversation on farmers' mental health. And that's what Jeff says, that's what I say. Please continue. Help me spread the word. Leave a comment down below. Let others know that you are here to support them. If you're struggling, let them help you. Share your feelings. Just by getting your feelings out will make a big impact. Now again, I am not a medical doctor. I am not a psychiatrist. I can't prescribe drugs. I don't use any of that. I'm not telling you to get off any drugs. That's between you and your doctor. What I am saying, if you need help, get it, and get it now before it's too late. In the description below, I'm going to share two numbers. Farm Aid Hotline, which surprisingly is only open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. But then there's the National Suicide Prevention Line, which is open 24/7. And I will leave both those numbers in the description below, so you can do that. I will also leave the link to this article, so you can go back and read it if you want. And now, I would like to share my personal feelings from the heart and let you know there's a couple things you need to know. And first, if you're feeling stressed, if you don't have that stress resilience, if you're experiencing anxiety, depression, it's not your fault. It's no one's fault. Secondly, I want you to know that there are alternatives out there. In recent years, science is showing that mental health is not just in your brain, but it's in your gut, or what's known as your second brain. It's in your heart, which is known as your third brain, and it's in your brain, and those three hearts, or three brains rather, are tied together with an axis, and the three brains communicate with each other. And there are all natural solutions and ways that you can deal with your mental wellness challenges. Now, if you're on the edge, go get help immediately. If you're just saying, gee, I wish I was a little more stress resilient, wish my anxiety wasn't so high, I get a little depressed, but it's not bad. Well, it can get bad. So reach out and let's learn about what you can do with the heart, brain, gut axis. I have to think about that every time. And there's natural things to do. Learning that the way you feel has more to do with your gut and your heart even than does your brain. And I'm going to leave a video link right here to share with you about the gut-brain axis and what you can do. I'm also going to leave a playlist over here that clicks on it, and there's 30 days of stress resilience tips. Little things that you can do each day to help improve your stress resilience and help you start to feel better. And those videos were just meant to be short and quick, and most of them are right around 3 to 4 minutes. Some are a little shorter, some are a little longer, but it doesn't take long. And you don't need to do all 30 activities, but go through and watch all 30 of those and comment and give a thumbs up so others can hear the word. But take 4 or 5 of those things and incorporate them into your life and for a month. And after you do that, come back here and leave a comment down below and let me know how those 4 or 5 tips impacted your life for your mental wellness. And here, if you have any comments, again, questions, leave them in the comment section below. I'm here to help. The community is here to help. The community's young at this point, but as you share and leave your comments, it will help the community grow, where we have a support staff, or team rather, right here amongst ourselves. So until next time, to your stress resilience.